This video is brought to you by Sony, makers of the world's finest digital cameras, and by my friends at the Camera Store, Canada's best camera store. Well, I've been traveling in Japan for the last week, and now we've landed in Kyoto. What a fabulous city. I've wanted to come here for so long. I've been on an assignment in Japan, and now we have a couple days to hang out, and I get to go see Kyoto. Why Kyoto? Well, the city, in one word, is amazing. I mean, it is historically so important in Japan. For 250 years, it was where the shogun ruled, the samurai ruled Japan. It is home of the geisha girl. There is fabulous food, and of course, the great Japanese gardens that are so peaceful and full of harmony and balance and quietness, and they are just stunningly beautiful. So this has been high on my list of places to go in the world, and I finally had a place to come here, and now I am checking Kyoto out. One of the things that I really wanted to photograph was these Japanese gardens. I love Japanese gardens. I've visited a bunch of smaller Japanese gardens at home, and I really want to come here and explore these Japanese gardens. And they certainly didn't let me down. In my Japanese garden photography, I look for a sense of balance, a sense of harmony, just like how the gardens are built. There's a stillness there, yet the garden flows. Everything has its place, and there's nothing in a garden that shouldn't be there. It's almost like a perfect photograph. Only the elements are in there that you need. And I like to look for beauty. Is there enough beauty in the natural world? Do we see enough beauty? I'm in the camp that if we show people the beauty in the natural world, we will respect it, and we will do more and fight to keep it. One of the things I always have is follow the light. I like to follow the light. I like to look for the light and how light is sculpting an object. I always say great light will always lead you to better photos. Sometimes it's great backlight or a ribbon of light, but I love to watch how light reflects off a subject and can make that subject come alive. So when I'm out working, I often follow the light on subjects and try to incorporate that into my photography. There were a couple special places that I photographed in Kyoto. One of the special places for sure were the Japanese gardens around Kyoto. For someone to have the vision of creating such a special place where you can go, watch, relax, and take time to reflect, where everything works in perfect harmony, I love those places. That was the highlight for me of this Kyoto trip. A typical day for me when I'm out of the country and I'm on the road and I'm working is always get up really early before first light, start exploring the city, start looking for things, making mental notes of when something might be lit up. I pack very light when I start going out on the streets. I don't have a big backpack, I don't have a big tripod, unless I'm doing a certain type of photographs. But for The type of photography that I was doing here, I packed very light. I just had either one of my Sony cameras, my A7 IV or my A6600 with 1 or 2 lenses, and I just walk and I explore and I look at kind of what the streets give me, what the gardens give me, what the parks give me. And within that, within my lenses that I carry, within those boundaries, I look for photographs and I try to make photographs out of that. And I will often put in 20, 25, 30,000 steps a day, upwards over 20 kilometers of walking. I'll wear people out when they come with me. You have to stop for a few breaks and you have to stop for some good coffee, but I will always work until sunset and then take a little bit of time and go find a great glass of wine and hang out and think about the day and write a few notes about what I've been doing. So that's kind of a typical day when I'm out working. Too many steps today. We've been doing 25, 30,000 steps a day, and now we're going uphill a bunch of steps. For the street photography I did in Kyoto, I travel the world and document different cultures and how other people live, and so I can understand the world better. I think the world would be a much better place if we took time to learn about how other people live their lives and why. My traveling is just a personal journey of discovery of different cultures. Kyoto, like other popular places these days, has had its problems, mainly tourists, and yes, I know, I'm one of them. Some streets were just packed with people. It was hard to move around, and I was on shoulder season as well. So many people dressed in traditional Japanese clothing, but then again, everyone was there for the same reason I was. The place is just beautiful and intriguing. In the end, with all this work, I'm really hoping to create a little zine when I get home. Not only of Kyoto, but I think I'm going to do a zine of my whole Japan trip. And that'll be Tokyo, Kyoto, Hiroshima, and Osaka. And Japan is just such a great place. And now that I have a direct flight from Calgary to Tokyo, I think I'll be going back in the near future again. It's been great to be out here in Kyoto and just roaming the streets and roaming the gardens and doing a quiet, contemplative style of photography that really is, I know I'm guilty of it more than anybody, talking about gear and cameras and film and digital, but this was really a moment of just simple photography, contemplative photography, and looking for images that speak to Kyoto and the Japanese gardens and their whole culture. Hope you enjoyed this. And there'll be more videos from this trip soon, because I'm on the road for 6 weeks, so stay tuned for more.